people, keeping your head to the sky. Yeah. Woo! When in the midst of sorrow, you can't see up when you're looking down. A brighter day tomorrow will bring.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the ZayMoolaSportsPodcast. I'm your host, Isaiah, and the Ole Miss Rebels have proved everyone wrong as they defeated the Georgia Bulldogs 39-34 to advance to the semifinals to take on the Miami Hurricanes. And now, y'all, they're only 2 games away from winning the national championship. And we have to give this team a lot of credit because this past month has been incredibly difficult for them as they completed the most successful regular season in Ole Miss football history, winning 11 games. But then their head coach, Lane Kiffin, decided to leave so he could become the head coach at LSU. And y'all, we've seen coaches do this. We've seen coaches leave their current school to become the head coach at the new school. So that wasn't unusual. But it's the way Lane Kiffin left that made it very messy because John Summerall, who is now the former coach at Tulane, he announced that he would be leaving Tulane so he could become the head coach at Florida. But he left on good terms, right? He left in a classy way. He didn't, threaten to take his entire coaching staff to Florida with him, y'all, the way Lane Kiffin did. And I think that's why a lot of people are really upset with Lane Kiffin because it's like, okay, you want to leave to go to LSU, that's fine, but don't leave on messy terms, y'all. But that's what Lane Kiffin did, right? Again, he threatened he was going to take the entire coaching staff from Ole Miss to LSU with him. And then remember when he and his family got on the plane, everyone was booing him, everyone was yelling expletives at him. Why, y'all? Because they were really upset in the way he conducted himself. They just felt like he was being very unethical, y'all, with choosing to leave Ole Miss to go to LSU. And to be honest, he was, right? Again, if he wanted to leave to go to LSU, that's totally fine, y'all. But don't threaten to take the entire coaching staff there with you when you know that your players have played incredibly hard for you this season. They played extremely well for you this season to have you in a position to potentially win a national championship. That's not fair to them, y'all. And it would have been easy for the team to say, you know what, our coach just left. All hope is lost. We don't have a chance to win a national championship. But instead, y'all, they have proved that they are a very resilient team. But again, you have to give them a lot of credit for this, y'all, because this has not been easy for them. I mean, they won 11 games, right? Had a great chance to win a national championship, and then their head coach leaves. But now, y'all, they are proving everyone wrong as they have shown, even without Lane Kiffin, we're a great team. And y'all, they have played incredibly well in these first 2 games, right? Last week against Tulane, beating them 42-10, absolutely just beating them down, y'all. And give a lot of credit to Pete Golden as well because he has really kept this team together, right? This hasn't been easy for him. Remember, he was the defensive coordinator, and there was reports that Lane Kiffin was going to take him to LSU with him, but he decided to stay. He becomes the permanent head coach, y'all. And I know it's only 2 games, but he has done an incredible job, and he looks like he's going to be a really good coach for years to come, y'all, because he is proving that he can keep this team together, right? He is proving that he can get these guys ready to play, y'all. And again, like I said, their game against Tulane absolutely beat them down. And I know many people expect them to win that game, y'all, but that was still a difficult game. Obviously, they're a much better team than Tulane, but that was their first game without Lane Kiffin. There was a lot of outside noise, a lot of outside rumors, y'all, but they just stayed together. They played well, ended up, doing what they were supposed to do in that game against Tulane to advance against the Georgia Bulldogs, y'all. And then last night, I think they really showed their resilience, their poise, their confidence, because the first half did not go well. They were down 21-12, y'all. They did not play well in the first half. I really feel like they could have been down by more because they had a lot of self-inflicted mistakes, had some turnovers, had just some really silly, dumb penalties, y'all. But then in the second half, man, they proved the type of team that they really are. Is they absolutely beat down the Georgia Bulldogs, y'all. They outscored them 27-13. And man, we have to talk about their quarterback, Trinidad Chambers, y'all. This guy's an absolute baller. I think he's going to be a really good player in the NFL one day because really this has been an incredible journey for him. I mean, you're talking about last year, he was playing Division II football at Ferris State, y'all. No one even knew who he was. And then during the offseason, he transfers to Ole Miss, right? But he was the backup quarterback to Austin Simmons the first 3 games of the season. And then Austin Simmons, he goes down with an injury, y'all. And then Lane Kiffin hands the keys to Trinidad Chambers, and he's been absolutely incredible. Last night, y'all, was his 8th game throwing for 300 or more yards this season. and they absolutely needed last night, man. And this guy's a magician in the pocket, man. He's an absolute playmaker because a lot of those plays he made last night, y'all, they were off schedule, they were off scripted, right? I don't even know how he made some of those plays he made because the Georgia Bulldogs, their defensive front was getting pressure in his face, and then he was able to escape the pocket, just keep extending plays, y'all, and delivering just accurate football after accurate football after accurate football. I mean, it was absolutely incredible to watch. At one point, he completed 13 straight passes, y'all. Also give a lot of credit to his two receivers, Dejon Stribling and Harrison Walls. They made some big plays for him, y'all. But I just love the way this guy Trinidad Chambers plays, man. Just has a lot of confidence, y'all. Has a lot of calmness, and is the ultimate leader. Like, he is the guy that you want to be back there, taking over your team, taking over your offense, y'all, because you know that he's not going to make many bad plays, right? And again, y'all, just his calmness back there in that pocket, going against that type of defensive front, it would have been easy for him to have some jitters back there, but he played incredibly well, man. So kudos to him, y'all. And then we also got to show some love to their running back, right? Kawan Lacey. This guy had a left shoulder injury, y'all. He had a bruised shoulder, and he was out there making incredible plays, running guys over, stiff arming them. He was not 100% healthy, y'all, but the fact that he was willing to play just shows you what this dude is very tough, man. He's been one of the top running backs all season long, so shout out to him, y'all. Then their defense, man. A lot of people didn't know if they were going to be able to really slow down Georgia's offense, particularly their rushing attack, y'all, but that's what they did, right? They held Georgia to about 3.4 yards per carry. They only ran for about 112 yards. So just this was a great team win, y'all. Again, they had to come back. They did not play well in the first half, but they held together, y'all. And I think this has been the mantra for this team the past month: resiliency, and blocking out everyone that's not a part of this locker room, that's not a part of this football team. And give a lot of credit to Pete Golden, because he's been a guy that's had to really keep this thing together. And he's done an incredible job of doing it, y'all. And then give a lot of credit to these players as well, because they've heard the noise. Everyone's heard it, y'all. We've heard the rumors, but they blocked it out. They haven't cared about it. And that's why they're 2 games away from winning the national championship. And Lane Kiffin, y'all, he might regret his decision right now. Now, I know hindsight is 2020, and maybe, who knows, maybe next season, y'all, LSU wins the national championship. But I think right now, Lane Kiffin has to be thinking, like, man, I had it pretty good at Ole Miss, and now this team is 2 games away from winning the national championship. This is what I could have potentially had. I decided to leave, y'all. I'm just saying. Sometimes the grass is not always green on the other side. And Lane Kiffin, he might find that out sooner rather than later, y'all. But again, all credit goes to Ole Miss, to this football team, and to the coach staff, y'all, because they have done an incredible job. They proved me wrong, y'all, because I thought they were going to lose last night. But they have really shown me and shown everyone, man, that they are a legit team. And y'all, I hope they go win the national championship, because I think this would be just a Cinderella, perfect ending for them. I mean, their coach leaves. He goes to one of their rivals in the SEC and LSU, y'all. And then after he leaves, they end up going to win a national championship, man. That would just be a storybook ending, y'all. So Ole Miss Rebels, keep doing your thing and go get that national championship. So there have y'all. This is me discussing the Ole Miss Rebels team and their resiliency that they have shown after Lane Kiffin chose to depart and go to LSU. Remember, y'all, last good message of what? Make sure you get your daily dose. Y'all, I'm an enemy. I love y'all. God bless. Peace.